Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the first episode of Pip Talk, presented by Pipxcel. Over here we have an honorary guest, Sam Eder. He's the founder of MarketMates and ex-head of Awanda in Singapore. Over here we have Rahil. He is our guest today, aligning with our new topic today. A new topic I want to talk about, which is navigating the world of Forex. And what new traders need to know. So just nice we have Rahil here, who is a new trader, and he'll be with us, talking with us. So a few things before you guys want to know about Rahil was that he came in last year to my intro class, and he came in late, and he sat in front of me, and ever since then he has been stuck with us ever since. Every single day he's coming to the office. And I also don't know what he does for a living, but it seems like he's a profitable trader because he can stay here from morning all the way till night. If you guys don't know me, I'm so sorry. My name is Kay. I'm the founder of Pipxcel, and we are excited to have this podcast, first ever episode with our guest here, and Sam, who is in Australia.
Yeah, cheers, Kai. Yeah.
Alright, Sam. So this will be like an introduction class about how are we going to teach new traders, but it will not be like those traditional class where we'll be writing or showing. It will be more of an audio learning, and it is to convey or let people know to, how do we say this? We want them to comprehend how Forex is at a high level. So far so good. I'm so sorry. I think if you guys hear knocking, right, out of all days, I think they're doing some construction. Okay, so Sam, for the new traders, right? What is Forex trading at its most basic level? How do we convey to people? How do one understand that they are gonna make money just by pressing the buy and sell button? Would you care to share more about that?
So let's keep it very simple. So when you're trading currencies, you're always trading one currency against another currency. So for example, might be the Singapore dollar against the US dollar, or it might be the Aussie dollar against the euro. So you're always one against the other. So basically the way it works is if you think that, say, the Singapore dollar is going to go up in value against the US dollar, you can click the button, place a trade. If it goes up, you'll make some money. If it goes down, you'll lose some money. How much you make or lose, that depends on the size that you trade, which you decide. So the very basic level, it's pretty simple. And the other thing is with these types of platforms as well, it's not just currency. So if you think gold's going to go up, you could place a trade with gold. And if you think a share's going to go up, you can place a trade on a share like Nvidia or something like that. If you think a stock index is going to go up, you can place a trade. So it's all very similar, the process.
All right. And why Forex though? Like, why do people all flocking into Forex, leaving futures, leaving crypto? Like, I met this one guy. He said that he dropped everything in terms of crypto stocks. He took out all of his investments, right, and go all into Forex. What do you think that is?
Yeah, I think that people have very different motivations for doing this. And most people at a very basic level, they're looking to make money. So you'll get some new traders who are not in the markets at all, that think that Forex is a good way to create some wealth. And then you'll get traders who choose Forex over other markets, like the trader you talked about, Kai. For me, I got into this way back in 2008, and it was just about a way to make some money, the idea of freedom. But I think beyond then, like I really love the personal development and the challenge of trading, because when you're trading, you can't hide from the markets. So it's always a great challenge, always very exciting and enjoyable. I think nowadays many people are looking for a path forward because they can't make money from sticking money in the bank.
Yep.
And in fact, if they have money in the bank, then they're losing money because of inflation.
Exactly
So a
right.
lot of people are looking for ways to create wealth that's outside that traditional way where, maybe in the past, like I remember in New Zealand when I was young, you could put money in the bank and you get 10% interest.
Oh, per annum?
So you can't do that now. Yeah. So, and then, why people choose FX in particular, I think it's a very accessible market. You don't need a lot of capital to get started. There's the ability to use leverage, which means you can start with a small account. We'll talk a little bit more about leverage in a sec. It is a little bit of a double-edged sword, but it does give that ability to get started without necessarily a lot of risk if you do it correctly. And as I say, you can access the Forex market, but if you think like, say, gold is a better opportunity, you can sort of float to gold too, very naturally if you've got the skill to trade Forex. They are very applicable to each other. And people like it for the 24-hour nature.
Yeah.
Because you can fit it to your lifestyle. I learned trading from a guy, Dr. Van Tharp. He was in the original Market Wizards books. And his big thing was you need to fit your trading to your personality. And I think Forex is fantastic for doing that because you want to trade on your phone during the day at work, you can do it.
Exactly right.
Don't tell your boss about it, but you can. You can come home at night, you have an hour in the evening. You can sit in front of the screen, you can do it then. You just want to place a trade and like come back and look at it 3 days later. You can do that. You can really fit Forex to the way you want to trade. So I think these are key reasons why traders tend to shift to the FX market.
And then for you, Rahil, why do you start Forex? What got you into Forex?
It was, from what I remember, was that growing up I always see people like my dad and his friends always trading, like just seeing the computer, the charts going up and down.
Okay.
And only that, even movies,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. The
all
big
going
shot.
up and down. Yeah, TV shows. It was just something that the whole Wall Street lifestyle.
Yeah.
So at that point of time, I particularly didn't know that there was Forex, there was stocks, and there's all these different things. I just want to grow up being like, I want to work at Wall Street one day. So
Okay.
that's why I studied finance and everything.
Right.
So the whole goal was to end up working at Wall Street. But eventually, as I got older, I found out there's Forex, there's stocks, and then also I found that Wall Street lifestyle looks great, but personally it takes a huge toll on everyone. So eventually dabbling through a lot of markets, crypto, stocks, and Forex. Forex just gave that adrenaline rush that, for me, was adrenaline rush. I stick to Forex. Stocks was too
Not
slow.
gambling, eh?
It's not gambling. It was just that when you put your money in stocks, it takes a while to see the outcome.
The ROI.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I started, I was a student, so I can't put in like $500 a month, and 3 months later just get back like 700. And when I was doing Forex, initially I was like, my 500 would go up to like 1,000, 3,000 within a month. So after that, I just stick to Forex.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very interesting thing that was shared by Sam and Rahil, which both have a common ground, that flexibility. That's what we can agree on, right? Where you can trade any time of day, and it can suit your lifestyle, right? So that's the thing that everyone want to chase for. Not to flex, but last year I've been to 6 to 7 holidays, and each holidays is about 2 weeks long. So definitely with Forex, you can literally work from anywhere, right? Yes, of course I do have my own setups in my office, but like what Sam said, you can even trade on your phone, and putting your money in the bank, like what you said earlier on, it's really, how do we say this? It's safe, but you're losing money. right? I
Yeah,
remember
I wouldn't
putting
even
in. Sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say it's very safe these days. Like, um, with the amount of inflation that goes on, like if you're not proactive with your own personal finances, and you just sit it in the bank, you're gonna lose over time. Like you have to learn to be proactive with your own money.
Yeah.
I think that's unfortunately the nature of this world where we have so much money printing.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's the way.
True. And then, as we know it, right, the more money that's being printed, your dollars is worthless.
Yeah.
I mean, you study finance too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's try to, how do we say this? We need to tell people that Forex is somewhat safe. Of course, with the wrong tutor or the wrong gurus or sifus out there, people tend to lose money, right? That's all the risk. But if you do follow the right audience, you follow the right group, you will make money, right? So what kind of expectations that we can set upon new traders, Sam?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like when I first got into trading, I got into it because you would read books about trading. But now I think because of social media, you see so much on social media, and people tend to talk about like their best trade or the good thing that's happened. They don't tend to like show the full picture of trading. So a lot of people come into the markets with this expectation of it's going to be easy or
Get rich quick
it's going to
scheme.
be fast profits, all these sorts of things. I think a little bit like rose-tinted glasses. They're only seeing the good stuff because that's what they see on social media, and they sort of feel like they have to follow that and chase that. Whereas I think the correct approach to Forex trading and the right expectation you want to have is it's something you work at over time. And you've got to learn to stay in the game, and you've got to learn how to manage your risk and protect yourself. It's like if you're playing soccer, right? The coach will teach you, play defense first. He's not just going to teach you all about attack all the time attack. He's going to say, hey guys, if we want to win games, we have to be good at defense. So it's like that in Forex. So there's a disconnect between people's expectations and what they actually need to do, or the mindset they need to have to be successful in the markets.
All right. And when you come into Forex, what was your expectations like?
Honestly, when I first got into Forex was basically get rich quick.
Everyone, right?
Yeah. But after a while, I realized that if you get into Forex wanting to get rich quick, you'll just lose your money. So I would say that Forex really taught me about how you manage your money the result of how you manage your money is how much money you will end up making. So
Yes.
it's not only that, just the Forex market on its own, right? Actually, I feel like develops a personality for you because of how you enter your trades, how you handle your trades, the emotions while you're in their trades. So I also say like a huge part of my personality was actually I think developed by Forex trading. The patience, the handling of emotions.
You got patience, and I see sometimes you also haywire.
Some emotions.
It happens to the best of us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even for me, when I entered Forex 8 years ago, like what Sam said, right? In social media, Facebook back then, people keep on posting ads saying that, oh, I made money this much, I made money while I'm traveling. I mean, it do translates now 8 years later, but going through that first initial step where they are showing off, they are making money, you do want to reach that kind of level.
Yeah.
But no one tell us how hard is it to get there.
Correct.
Right? and which is why we, or rather now that social media is booming up more, we need to spread the message and tell people that you have to manage your expectation. It can be done in terms of going out on holidays, working on your phone and earning money. But we need to manage people's expectation by saying that it doesn't happen overnight. Right. So that's the hardest part for us to convey, because there's also multiple groups out there who showing off their profits, 20k running profits, 10k running profits, but they don't show people the losses that they get. Right. Sometimes you even think, is this even real?
Correct.
Right. So how do we, Sam, what do you think? How do we navigate through this kind of messaging that they give?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so true. Like, everyone is showing the profit; they're not showing the other side. And I think it is about being authentic and realistic about trading is hard. Like, it's not necessarily going to come on day one. And the reality is, good traders, they learn how like, sometimes you lose, you take a hit, you have to recover. Sometimes your emotions go crazy, go haywire, right? And then you need to bring yourself back and recover. So it's not just going to be stick some money in an account and then tomorrow you end up with twice as much money, and then the same thing happens again. It's going to be like 1 step forward, 2 step forward, 2 step back, 3 step forward. It's tough. Yeah. And it's just about creating like consistent actions and consistent processes to follow that will allow you to continually over time generate returns, and not about trying to like do it all on one day.
Yep. So I think we all can agree on that we need to build up character, or rather trading Forex actually builds character.
Yeah.
Going back to what you say, right? It will be the best version of yourself. Sorry, already it will bring the best version of yourself, where you are much more patient, you are calm, less emotional. But of course,
But before it gets there, you go through the whole of
of all that
depression, staying up late at night, wondering where you're going wrong, why are people making money.
yeah,
It's something I personally went through, so I was just like, why are people making money and I'm losing money?
but hey, you're making money now, bro.
Yeah, but after how long? I think that's one thing that people don't understand, that the people that you see successful have actually gone through that 5 or almost 8 ways like you, going through that pain of losing money, your emotions, and finally understanding how it works. So I feel like everybody who goes through that, one day it'll just click in them.
Yep, there's a click,
Yeah,
and one day will just be switched on, and you're like, how long do I want to keep on burning?
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the story that
Yeah, sorry.
told, right? So I think that's the story that needs to be told, right? Like, that's a fantastic mindset that you have, Rahul, about that.
Yeah, everyone has to go through that experience. So now let's say for new traders who are starting Forex and they have deposited their money. So a lot of traders will ask me, what kind of leverage should I use? How do you, Sam, explain to them what leverage is? Like, to me, when I explain to them, I tell them that leverage can be their best friend as well as their worst enemy. Right? So how do you plan to tell them in depth what should they look out for when they have high or low leverage?
Yeah, I mean, leverage it's definitely a double-edged sword. So it's great because you can take the positions you want to take even with a small account size. But obviously it's very easy to over leverage and misuse it. And if you don't understand, you end up over trading and you can easily get into trouble because you can take such big positions with such a small account size. So yeah, the message is that I like to talk about is you just always need to understand exactly what you're going to be risking on any individual trade, and you need to know that and be comfortable with that. And then how much leverage you need to use to it becomes less relevant compared to what you're actually risking on the trade. So that's the way I like traders to think about it.
Right. And for you, Rahil, what kind of leverage are you using right now?
I used to use 1 to 3,000.
Everybody loves that, right?
Yeah, but right now I'm using 1 to 2,000 because of the broker that I'm using. Yeah, I would still prefer the 1 to 3,000, but it was just broker preference.
Okay, but why that 3,000?
In a way to open more positions, handle the float. Because I realized that, again, I didn't know what leverage meant. Nobody taught me what leverage meant. I didn't know that your leverage 1 to 500, you're using more money to open a 0.01 position. So when I went from 1 to 500 straight to 1 to 3,000.
So you can suddenly open more positions, right?
Yeah, I can open more positions. I can float longer. If let's just say I'm risking, there are certain trades that usually once I'm in a profit, I think you have seen this. I'll remove everything and just leave them on money inside.
Yeah.
So in certain trades, I start risking my entire balance on those trades, but that's my money management.
Yeah.
So that's why I love the 1 to 3,000. But yeah, so I think that's something that people have to understand, that leverage really plays a important role in opening your positions, handling your positions, but also, like I think Sam said, it's a double-edged sword. So when I had no idea what leverage was, and I went from 1 to 500 to 1 to 3,000, I think I blew like 4 or 5 accounts one shot. Like I'll deposit, blow the account, deposit again, until I finally realized that I finally saw the margin on top. And that's when I realized that wait, on 1 to 500 it's taking more money, and 1 to 3,000 is taking lesser money, so hence the positions go up.
Okay, somewhat true on what you explained. Correct me if I'm wrong, saying. So I'm going to explain to the viewers what leverage is about. So let's say you have $100 US dollars with you. Oh, sorry. Let's say you have $100 US dollars ready to trade, and the brokers that you are using give you a leverage of 1 to 1,000. So to open a one lot position, normally you would need 100,000 US dollars. But of course, we don't have that amount of money to just put in and risk. So leverage is basically a buying power from the broker to the client. So if let's say you have 100 USD, your 100 USD will then be multiplied by 1,000. So that means your buying power is 100,000. So now you can enter one lot. Is that correct, Sam?
That's correct, yes.
Yep. So with 100 USD, now you can enter one lot. But should you? So that's the part where whether your money management makes sense or not. Right, some people are okay to just put one lot with 100 USD. I've seen some of them doing that. Until now, I don't know whether it's real or demo account.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing that, the way it would work technically is if the market moved 5 pips against you, you get margin called. So like there's a practical side. You using all the leverage that's available, particularly if it's very high, is means you're probably going to be risking the majority of your account on a very minor market fluctuation. So, but it's interesting, like what you said, because the way you are using leverage and managing your account is a risk management strategy. You actually use it in a way to manage and control your losses and make sure you're only risking your market money So, and that, I think that's really important, because that shows that leverage isn't necessarily risky. It's how you use it that makes it risky. So yeah, it's interesting to hear your approach.
Actually, yeah, that's true. I never seen anyone use their free margin to decide how many layers they own. And tying on to the next topic, right, which is high leverage, small amount of deposit. So a lot of people in the social media, they like to screenshots or make a video that they are able to flip 200 to 40k in a night, or in a day, sorry. So this kind of unrealistic profit and expectations, right, usually will cause emotional turmoil to new traders. And what do you think, or rather how do you think, let me think of a better way to phrase this. How can we educate people more from the leverage that they use, so that they don't, how to say, have unrealistic profit expectations?
Yeah, it's a great question. The way I tend to talk about it is, yes, I could make 100% in a day, but I'm probably going to have to risk 50 or 100% in a day, 50% or 100% in a day to achieve that. So am I comfortable risking 50 or 100% of my account in a day? Well, I'm certainly not going to be doing that. So like the way I think about it, just to give an example, is I'm trying to make 30% a year on my account, and maybe go for 100% year if things go well. So I've had that happen once, and that was great. But normally I'm trying to go for 30% a year and a bit more if things go well. And then I work out how much leverage I'm going to use and how much I'm going to be risking each trade in order to achieve that goal. And it's nowhere near 50% or 100% of my capital in order to achieve that.
Yep.
So I think traders need to, instead of thinking about, hey, I'm going to max out my leverage, it's how much am I prepared to risk and what am I trying to make? And then how much should I trade? What should my position size be in order to achieve that? And realize that if they want to go all in and try and make 100% or 200% or 2,000% a day, they can do it, but they're probably going to have to risk everything in their account in order to achieve it. So if they're comfortable doing that, then all the power to them. But yeah,
I understand.
that's not something that everyone is comfortable with. Yeah.
I mean, money management is a wide topic, right? There's no one correct answer. And now for new traders, that they are prepared. So now they have this knowledge. They have information that they should not over leverage. They know what leverage is, how much they're willing to prepare to risk, why they should put the money in trading instead of a bank. So what kind of broker do we recommend to traders, right? Or rather, what kind of red flags should a new trader look out for when selecting a new Forex broker?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting topic, and unfortunately, I think it's very hard for many new traders to tell what is a good broker and what's not a good broker. I think it takes a little bit of experience. So for new traders, I do think it's good to have a source or someone they trust that's independent, that they can go to for advice around brokers. I think a couple of things that you want to look out for when you're looking for a broker is just be aware of very high deposit bonuses. Like if someone's offering you $1,000 account and giving you $10,000 bonus on top, like that would be a huge red flag, for example. I know that's an extreme example, but we want to be careful of that. I think what brokers trap traders in a lot of ways with fees that they're not really aware of. So one thing I always encourage people who are looking for a broker is go and see what the fees are on deposits and on converting funds. That's something that you want to look for. You want to make sure that like you have like a low cost local deposit method. So I think that's something to look out for. When it comes to practically trading, I don't believe in marking up spreads, because if you mark up the spreads, then the price is closer to your stop loss. So you just get stopped out more. So you want to look for brokers that I think offer a option whereby they're not marking up the spread, like a raw pricing model. And also spreads are very non-transparent, because what brokers will do is they will maybe show the euro at a very low spread, and then they'll show other markets at very high, like the other markets that they offer will actually be quite high spreads. It's sort of like that have a low price in the shop window, but then everything else is more expensive. So you can, I would say, like, look beyond that. Look beyond just, oh, they say I've got a spread of 0.1. Look beyond the bonus that they offer. Look beyond the leverage that they offer. Look for where you've got opportunities for low costs, raw spreads. Many brokers also charge this thing called a conversion fee or an admin fee on profits. So you can go into the chat with the broker and say, on my profits, is there an admin fee or a conversion fee? Because many brokers will charge like 0.5% or 1% of your profits and call it a conversion fee. But actually there's no need to pay this, because it doesn't cost the broker anything. So they're things to look out for. And one other topic that I'm extremely passionate about is I think you want a broker that is an A-book broker. And this is one of the reasons we founded MarketMates. And with an A-book broker, all the trades go straight through to the market. So the role of the broker is basically to sit in the middle and try to get the best pricing and the best conditions for the trader. If you're trading with a B-book, a broker that has a B-book, that means the broker is, when you send them a trade, it doesn't go through to the real market. They just take it. So with a B-book broker, right? Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like, they're on the opposite side. So if you lose, they win. So there's a huge conflict of interest there, right? Like, no matter what the broker says, there's a huge conflict of interest. Like, again, imagine you're playing soccer and your coach has money on the other team winning. It's a bit like that.
Business idea.
Yeah. Okay, but Sam, to ask you, for new traders, how would we know that what's a A-book broker and B-book broker?
Okay, so if you can always ask them, but
how transparency do they give? How much transparency can we even trust?
Yeah, that's the difficult thing in this space. Like, as I say, it's very difficult. So actually, interesting enough, high leverage is often a sign that the broker is a B-book broker, and so are the large deposit bonuses. Now, it's not always true. Like, there is ways, like we have with Pipxcel, right, Kai? Like, we have this way to provide the high leverage on certain things and still be A-book, but often it is a sign that the broker is not an A-book if they're offering very high leverage. And the reason for that is in the underlying market, like, say when we send a trade through to the underlying market, the underlying market doesn't give 1,000 to 1 or 2,000 to 1 or 3,000 to 1. it gives you like 100 to 1, like when you're trading direct with the liquidity provider or the bank. So that if a broker allows has large deposits, large leverage, large cash bonuses, then yeah, they're sort of red flags. But it is hard to tell. Like, it really is hard to tell. It's not easy.
Going back to Rahil, when you first choose your broker, what did you look out for? Were you aware of all these red flags, or were you a victim of certain brokers?
I would say that I think I was fortunate enough not to be a victim of one of these brokers. When I first got in, I had no idea about brokers. I just joined this group. They told me to just join this broker, and that was my experience.
Okay.
So again, I had no idea of all of this, like certain things happen if you don't choose the right broker. For me, it was more of I trusted that group, and whatever they said, I did. Until I realized something. Whenever I kept on blowing accounts, I would always have to pay that negative balance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Until I tried another broker, because I think again, because of the algorithm and everything, new brokers, like, you see them on your Instagram page or YouTube. So I tried another broker and I realized that I had no negative balance there. Like, if I blow account, it just goes back to zero. So that's when I made a switch to that broker.
Right. That is what we call negative balance protection.
Yeah.
So again, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam. If you have high leverage, if you blow the account will actually go into negative.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yeah. So
and you have to pay.
In the underlying market, that's what happens. So actually, the account that you probably had, Rahil, was likely a B-book account, because the one you moved to was likely a B-book account, because they don't mind if you go in a negative balance because they're on the opposite side of the trade. So it's an interesting point. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Going into Pipxcel, as you guys know, the viewers know, we do work with different brokers, and now our new partner brokers is MarketMates. And how do we actually partner with a certain broker? Is that we do our own testing. We sign up with them. We go through the same client experience, and we do make sure, right, whether they are A-book or B-book, or sometimes, or rather, the first meeting we had, Sam, remember when I asked you straight up, are you A-book or B-book? Right. So all of these steps taken was necessary, right, for us to deliver the best experience to our clients. Because personally myself, I was a victim of certain broker where they didn't give me back my profit, and they said that let me try to think. They said that I have over-risked my account and I'm gambling on my account, so I'm not entitled to my profits. Yeah, and it was not a good experience.
Yeah.
End of the day, it's my money, and I didn't know that there was a hidden rule. So for all of you new traders out there, please take note that this kind of thing may happen. So as of right now, one of our most trusted brokers is MarketMates. All right. So moving on. Sam, do you think it's necessary for new brokers to learn what Forex is first, get a few knowledge on technical analysis before trading, or they can just follow a trusted group and take their signals?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and honestly, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer here. It can depend on the individual a little bit, because if you try to learn too much, you're never gonna like take the jump and get in and experience what trading is like. You never get the feel of the psychology of it. But I think the fundamental thing that people should do if they're new, and I've mentioned it a couple of times, is know before you click your first trade exactly how much you're going to make or lose on that trade. Like, I think that's the fundamental thing that people should understand. If you don't understand that, then you shouldn't really be trading yet. And to do that, you might need to learn things like what is the pip and the spread and lot sizes and how stop losses work. So you've got to learn these fundamentals. Then in terms of like learning the method, I think following a group or experienced traders, getting in there, trading small sizes is a really good way to do it. Sometimes having a demo account is a really good way to do it as well, particularly like learning how to click the button so you don't make mistakes. Spending too much time trying to study, probably not the best way, I don't think, because you learn most by doing in the markets.
Yeah, personally myself, when I get into Forex, back then, right, all I had to go through, all the pain, the trials and error. So I actually put in money, made mistakes, then learn that, okay, I shouldn't be doing this, it cost me actual money. So now I have to do this thing or this new thing differently. So I put in money and then burn it again and then learn again. Do you guys think, like, do demo account really do helps trader in learning something new, or will they not learn anything because there's no repercussion? Maybe you, Rahim?
Okay, for me, I feel that if you want to just learn how to press buttons, set your stop loss, set your take profit, demo account, it's a good way to learn that. But if you are going to the market to learn how to make money, learn how to trade, I strongly believe that you have to trade your own live account, because I feel like you have to go through that pain of losing money, the emotions, to turn you into a trader that you want to be. Demo would not give you the experience that of losing money, of the emotions that gets involved in a trade. So like I tell my friends, if you open a demo account and put in your money inside, you wouldn't care. You can leave like one lot open, go about your day, and come back, oh, it's in a loss, oh, I am running in profits. That's a whole different mentality when it comes back to live account. And that's why I feel like certain people go through those periods where they're just like, I'm making money on demo, but I'm not making money on live account. So it's just not a feeling that I stand by this. I feel like if you want to learn, you want to grow as a trader, trading live account is better than a demo account. But again, you don't have to put in a huge sums of money, maybe $100 or $200, and learn from there. Just don't go with big lot sizes. And like what Sam mentioned, stick to a group. Like for me, I stick with you guys, because again, you guys have the transparency, you guys do your own research, and again, it's just that from all the groups out there, I feel like you guys have been the most transparent.
Oof. So Sam, with regards to MarketMates, and we know that you guys provide education, right? So how does MarketMates integrate comprehensive educational tools into the platform, and what kind of resources do you find most impactful for beginners?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've built a community hub, and inside the hub we have a course in there. It's a little bit more of an advanced course. It's actually called the Advanced Forex Course for Smart Traders, and it's based on my book, The Consistent Trader. And it doesn't necessarily teach like the strategies, like there's a little bit of that in there, but it's more the building blocks, how you manage risk, understanding position sizing, all these core concepts that can be very helpful to traders, like risk reward, things like that the traders would have heard about. So we do that, and then we also have live sessions. We do coffee hours with people where they can come in and sit down with us and just talk through their trading and these sorts of things. We find them extremely helpful. At the moment, I'm also working on a micro learning basic course. It's a little bit like a TikTok style short course covering the basics of how FX works. So it's a very fast, engaging way to learn all the basics. So that's in production at the moment too. So that's really important. I think like the traders have that basic fundamentals. And then of course, I think people should be looking to find a way to learn a strategy. You can try and do it yourself, read books and things like that. But again, joining a group or someone you trust or learning from an experienced friend, like it just makes a huge difference because you don't have to make all the mistakes. They'll show you the ropes. Like the way that you used to learn how to trade back in the day is before retail traders, really, like you would join a bank and you'd sit in the bank and you would sit next to this old experienced trader who'd been doing it for like 40 years and you'd just try and befriend them and you'd learn trading from what they did. And I think that's what you should be trying to look to recreate, that with a trusted coach or mentor. So sort of the way I think about it. We try to help people with the fundamentals, etc., but then we encourage them to find a mentor to learn the actual strategy and technique that fits the way they want to trade.
Was it like a short backstory of how you got into retail trading?
No, I didn't. But I was lucky to. I met this guy. Like I learned from this from this guy called Dr. Van Tharp, who was in the original Market Wizards book. So I learned a lot of the technical stuff from him. But I made a friend. He's in London, and he actually still provides signals to banks and hedge funds. So like he charges like 600 Great British Pound a month for his signals. They go to banks and hedge funds and things like that. And I was lucky to become his friend. So he taught me a lot about the technique and how to actually trade the markets. So I sort of was lucky to stumble across that
Maybe you can give
way.
signals to him.
Yeah.
But this is the first time I'm hearing that somebody is giving signals to banks and hedge funds.
Yeah. He's been doing it since 2001. So
wow.
He started. He's about to retire, and actually at MarketMates we hope to, like he said he wants to, now he's retiring, give back a lot of the learning and education. Like he wants to give back all his knowledge and be active in our community and be sharing and things like that, which is really cool because we don't want to lose that. He started trading in the year I was born, 1981.
Wow.
We would love to have him be talking with us here in the future if that's possible. Knowing how someone can give signals to banks and hedge funds.
Because I've always heard that banks move the markets. Now I'm hearing that somebody is giving them signals
to move the markets.
To move the markets.
He has one of the world's largest hedge funds as a client, and he had a central bank as a client in the past, believe it or not. I don't know which one, but it's pretty cool.
Pipxcel can be a client to a central bank.
They should be. Now all the central banks want gold, right? So
so for those beginners out there, just to tie into what Sam said, yes, finding a new mentor is important. Finding someone to coach you is important. But personally, this is a bit of my individual perspective. Before you want to go through all the troubles to find a mentor, because nowadays every other TikToker is a sifu or a guru. So to avoid all that, you guys can follow a profitable group, meaning to say their winning rate is higher and transparent about their losses and the pips gain. So Um, if you can trust their signals, go ahead with education, right? So in Pipxcel, we provide free intro class and free money management class. Like if you guys want more mentorship courses, I always interview my guys first, meaning to say if we deem they don't need a mentorship, I don't want them to spend any money as well.
Yeah, and I can agree on that.
Oh yeah. So a short story of that.
So again, like I said, that Pipxcel has been one of the most transparent groups I've seen, and if you know me, I've bounced around in a lot of groups. So what I really like about Pipxcel was the fact that they offered the free introduction class and a free money management class. And what you always hear is that groups make money by, or in fact you hear mentors or those online shifus make money by selling courses. But for Kai, on the other hand, I told him I wanted his one-to-one mentorship, and he actually talked to me on why I wanted, why I need it, and why do I want to spend that money when I can just follow his signals and profit. And I think people don't realize this. From November all the way up to I think April, I've been asking him for one-to-one, and he has always been against it. It's like the first time I ever heard somebody saying no to money.
I make more money trading than teaching. So.
Yeah, I've seen that after learning your method. So one day he finally told me that why not I just join his ZB lessons, and we can move on from there to see if I still want his one-to-one or his DB is fine. Because he kept on telling me, I know how to read the markets, I know how to chart, so I don't really need his one-to-one. So I just can learn his strategy and move on from there.
I mean, we all can agree that strategy is one thing, following signals is one thing, but the base of how profitable you are is a trading plan and your risk management. So we can talk about this in another episode, because risk management and trading plan, if I were to go more in depth about it, and if you can see earlier how Sam was like very excited talking about money management, it's a very huge topic, right? I myself, when I teach money management, can take up to 3 hours. You've seen it,
Yeah.
right? So there's no one right answer for now. As long as you are risking properly, or rather wisely, you can make money, right? Regardless of strategies that you use, because everything all boils down to money management. So we will circle that back on the next episode, because it will take a very long time. So for the new traders out there, just take note, do not risk more than you can spend. Okay, Sam. So before we wrap things up, what do you think of, or rather what do you foresee the future of Forex for retail traders, especially in accessibility and education?
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. Like, I think a lot of the traditional brokers are very inaccessible. They, like, you don't know who they are, who's working there. They don't really have a community. They don't really want to talk to their customers apart from maybe one-on-one. So I think the trend moving forward, and definitely what we want to be seeing and doing at MarketMates, is having a more of a community first approach. I've seen a few brokers out there that do that, and they make community the heart of the business. I think accessibility is really important, so people should be able to see and talk to their broker. On the education side, I think the theory should be simpler, quicker to deliver, more video based, and more about focusing on watching what successful traders are doing, rather than just hearing sort of the dry university lecture type theory. From a MarketMates point of view, we also think there's a lot that can be done to improve the broker's core services, like delivering lower spreads, lower finance rates, better execution venues. And thinking even a little bit more into the future, what's really exciting is what we can do with trading data, with dashboards, with AI to support trading performance. That's going to be great. For example, at the moment, we're working on an AI coach to assist with our learning courses. So that as people go through the education, they have someone there that can actually answer their questions and guide them on a more personal level very easily. And again, from a MarketMates point of view, the other thing we want to be focusing on in the future is allowing people to trade the way they want to trade, whether that's MT5, whether that's TradingView, whether it's through a prop trading account. I think it's important that people have access to trading the way they want to trade. So that's how I see the future of the space.
Yeah, Sam. So that was a really great philosophy of what you are trying to do for MarketMates, because certain brokers are very adamant about just one thing, like MetaTrader, right? And the part where you say about being transparency, that really resonates closely with Pipxcel. So for us, we are one of those signal providers that are going above board and legitimizing of whatever we are doing. So if people do Google us, right, Pipxcel, you guys can see where we are, who's the founder, who's inside our group, who's in our team, and you can actually come down, right? Like what you did every single day, you came down. The doors are wide open.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
You took the advantage and you came down, which most of the clients / the haters / the supporters always say they want to come down. We are waiting, right? And we are just beyond signals, right? We are your Forex navigator. And as to what Sam said, community will be a big thing in Forex. We are already starting that. We started the movement in Singapore to establish a group which has two-way communication, not just a traditional one-way group. And we noticed that a lot of other groups are copying us that. So we are happy that we are making some movement in the Forex community. So we do urge that new traders to join this kind of community so that you know what you are currently doing. At least you have someone to talk to, right? And not go into Forex like yourself, right?
Yeah.
Go into Forex, no one to talk to, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. So nowadays you can use technology to your best advantage.
Right.
I think it's the best topic for Rahil from you as a relatively new trader. What key piece of advice would you leave, in this podcast to a new trader?
Wow, key piece. Okay, to be fair, yes, Forex is trading is actually on its own. It's very lonely. It's a very lonely path. It's going to be filled with pain, struggles, a lot of late nights. I wouldn't say a lot of crying, thinking about what's going wrong and everything.
Sounds like a toxic girlfriend.
Yeah, it's definitely a toxic girlfriend.
But you always come back to her.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, one key advice I'll really give, right, is money management. Because I think if you master that money management, you would actually master a big part of trading. So with money management, what I mean is that find out what works for you, how much you're willing to risk. Like for me, when I first started, even with you guys, you actually realized that I was trading $30 or $50. I never even, even though I put in 100, I was always trading with 30 or 50 because that was my psychology and my money management. That even if I do lose, I lose $30. Then eventually, after meeting you guys, coming here every day, I realized that even your own money management strategy. That's when I deposited a bit more and learned risking, again from Philip's money management, risking $15 per setup, and that really worked well for me.
Yep.
Also taught me on how layering works, and how you can use it to your benefit. And even up till now, I would say money management is something that you will always keep on learning as you grow as a trader. I think now you have seen from what you have seen me back then and what you see me now, I would say you would say also that my money management has become very different.
Yes.
And I'm still trying to experiment what works for me well. So again, for new traders, I would say that you have to learn money management. It's a very important part of trading.
Any advice on that, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, Rahul, you put it really nicely. So I won't say money management again, although that would probably be my answer. But I think for new traders, just realize it's a journey. It's going to take time. Just be prepared for that. You're going to go through highs and lows. It's like going through the Himalayas. You're going to feel like king of the world one day. This is the best thing ever. And then the next day you're going to be, oh my God, what happened? Just be prepared for that journey. Enjoy that journey. Love it. Learn from every trade. And find a group and people you like to spend time with doing this. Don't do it alone.
I love that tagline, Sam. Loving your journey. We will be doing something on that soon. So for those of you who are catching us up on TikTok and YouTube, we will have something for you guys on that loving your journey tagline. So thanks so much, Sam, for taking the time to share your invaluable insights with us today. It's been incredibly insightful to hear your perspective on demystifying Forex and understanding what truly helped new traders succeed. We really appreciate you joining us. Now for Pipxcel community, we have some huge news that we know you are going to love. We are thrilled to announce our official partnership with MarketMates, right? A multi-asset broker built for traders who want more. And here's the best part. They created an exclusive offer just for Pipxcel members. So I know you guys like tight spreads. I know you guys like leverage, right? So get ready to experience a new way to trade with incredible benefits, like up to 13 cents average spreads on gold, which is 1.3 pips, which is very, very tight. And it can actually go lower than that actually, down to 7 pipettes, which is 7 cents, and up to 1 to 2,000 leverage on gold. So earlier on we talked about transparency. With MarketMates, you will experience transparent trading with raw spreads and zero markups, plus a book only execution, meaning they don't bet against your trades. So you will also get multi-asset access to trade across Forex, cryptos, shares, indices, and more. This platform was really truly great for traders because it combines trading view into your trading experience. And the best part is, MarketMates is currently available over 140 countries worldwide. So for those of you who are watching this, who are not in the Asia region, don't worry, we will got you covered. Thanks again, Sam. Any last words from you?
Yeah, I just want to say big thanks to you, Kai, to the Pipxcel team, and Rahul for today. I'm genuinely excited about what we're building together. At MarketMates, obviously, we stand for transparency and authenticity, and it's very clear that Pipxcel shares these same values, and it's great that we've found a partner that truly puts the traders first. So it's very exciting for us, and looking forward to growing together, doing everything we can to support Pipxcel and the community. And if there's anything anyone ever needs, then just reach out to me directly. I'm available.
Thank you, Sam. So once again, head over to our link in our bio or contact our admin on Telegram @Pipxcel to learn more about our exclusive promotion on MarketMates. So details in the description below. So thanks again, Sam. Rahil, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sam.
Nice watch. Full-time trader. And thank you all for tuning. May the pips be with you. Yeah. Thanks, Sam.